threaded throughout the training process is svadhyaya, self-study. And I feel like it was part of the training that both gave me the space to reflect on my learning throughout the process, but also made the training something that has sustained and continued in my life. So the training to self-reflect and the training to reflect on my learning throughout and to diagnose for myself when I'm stuck and in what ways I might be stuck and when things are actually changing, that kind of close attention has carried over, and I feel like it has made the training a kind of lifelong experience.
What I really started to learn is a technology almost for teaching, and not so much learning the poses and teaching the poses themselves, although of course we learn that, and we learn that with great precision, but learning what it is to be a teacher, learning what it is to create a space for teaching that is safe for every kind of body, anyone working with any kind of issue.
Also all the emphasis on core strength, which I love, and that really helped balance my tendency to overextend. So I think that's also played out in parenting, of really being able to, not all the time, but have more of a ability to hold a center in the midst of a lot of overextending, which is what's asked often in parenting.
The training helped me through the breath and through the poses and through all the different elements that we trained on, get to that deeper wisdom.
The way that Bo sequences a class, or teaches us to sequence a class, is very unique. I've gotten deeper into poses that I didn't think I could ever do before, and learned more about muscles in my body, like the psoas or the subscaps, that I didn't know existed. So that, in addition to, I used to have chronic knee pain, and then I learned how to lift my arches of my feet properly from Bo, and then now I can do all sorts of poses and activities, even outside of yoga, because I've learned that little trick. So the alignment is unique, and Bo makes sure that everybody in the class is safe in all of their poses, which is really important. And then the sequencing of EY is very unique as well, because we make sure to build up to a specific, maybe crescendo pose or a difficult, challenging pose by opening up the body in layers and getting prepared to do something more challenging, like a crow pose or a deep hip opener. And so instead of just flowing through poses and breathing and trying this pose on this side and that pose on that side, there's a real intention behind the sequencing, where when you take the training, you learn exactly how there's a science behind how you structure a class and what poses you need to do to open up the body to expand into some other poses.
I want to coordinate a day program, and every morning we begin with breath work. And that's something that is really, I've been able to see just a lot of transformation within the clients from their first day in the program to the end of the day. They are looking forward to coming into the room and beginning their day with breath.
So you learn how to not only practice restorative, but also to teach and assist, which is pretty incredible. And then the assisting is another part that's very unique in this training. Bo teaches us how to do powerful hands-on assists that aren't overly invasive, that help to deepen the practitioner's poses, but also make sure that they're safe and healthy as well. And because we have to do 10 classes, we have to assist Bo in 10 classes, and she's supervising us, it's almost like there's a practicum or an extra element. It's almost like 250 hours of training, because you get all that one-on-one time with Bo observing us, interacting with students and learning the assists. The the other unique element of the training is just the amount of self-study and depth of study that we're required to do, with homework after every session that Bo actually reads every single word we write and comments on all of our responses to make sure we internalize the proper lessons, and also that the stuff that we're learning is kind of infusing our life in different ways. So that's a really unique aspect as well, getting all of that processing and reflection as a part of the training.
Having the opportunity to learn about yoga for anxiety and depression, and also too looking at physical issues, actually having the opportunity to have live clients come in and to actually kind of see their bodies and work with them and figure out what they need from their practice.
I think one of the most important things about the teacher training program is that self-knowledge, self-wisdom, trying to understand who you are and where other people are coming from, so that there's a sense of empathy for others. And I think those two things together, knowing yourself and trying to understand where others are coming from, really have a profound impact on day-to-day interactions, everything in life. So I feel like Bo's yoga teacher training program has changed my whole life. I feel like I am a different person because of it. I have a different perspective on life and the important things in life and who I want to be and where I want to go in my life. And I'd say that's all because of her teacher training program.
I think what's special about EY is not just that it's like a alignment-based type of yoga, but that the community especially that you get involved in is pretty amazing. I've felt that I have a lot of support from the EY community, not just from Bo, but from previous graduates of the program, as well as my cohort and future cohorts that have come through, that Bo does a really good job of building connections between the graduates, and that when you take this training, you're not just learning from Bo, but you're learning from so many peers around you, and that we're actually encouraged to collaborate and teach together and practice together, and that we learn so much more by that alchemy of coming together.
It's hard to go back and recreate what my expectations were because so much has changed since starting the teacher training process. I think there were many unexpected treasures and surprises and challenges along the way, but the wonderful thing was feeling like there was such a deep network of support throughout the process. So for example, I had no idea what it would be like to assist in a class in a hands-on way. I think that the challenge of that and really being present with people as opposed to being at the front of the room as a teacher or interacting only verbally and intellectually with people, but really stepping into the space of someone's practice was surprising on so many levels, that experiencing what the whole package that people bring of themselves onto the mat and feeling myself respond emotionally, and my mirroring systems and my empathic systems feeling those respond, and then the whole process of sorting out what that response process was, what an amazing tool and capacity that could become if properly understood, so that it wouldn't be overwhelming. That was a hugely surprising process, and one that, again, I could not be doing the work that I'm doing now outside of yoga had I not had that fantastic piece of learning.
It was really more of an introduction to the art of yoga and greater understanding of the philosophy of yoga, and more of this mind, body, spirit connection, and yoga as a way of life.
The biggest thing that I took away from the training is that I came in thinking, or had gone through life thinking, oh, certain things can never change, especially things related to the body. you know, you are that way, you are a certain degree of flexibility, you have a certain degree of core body awareness, and that's it. And what the teacher training really helped me understand is that that's really not the case. You're constantly changing and constantly in flux. And it's that conversation that's going on all the time between you and your body and your mind, and to just engage with that.
All of the teachers, Bo and all the others, Lou for anatomy, not only are experts in their field, but also really embody yoga and are passionate about their practice, whether it's from anatomy to yoga philosophy to teaching. So that was something that I feel was unique as well. And also too, the opportunity to create friendships and to meet people who are kind of come with the same passion and wanting to know more about yoga, know more about themselves. So it's like you begin this journey together, all coming from different places, but you really are with like-minded people and you develop connections because you are looking at yourself in a deeper way, and it's the people that are around you that help you to kind of walk through that experience, and then you know, with that journey continuing when the training is over, but the journey continues.